You know, Pickering, that woman has the most extraordinary ideas about me. I mean, here I am, a shy, diffident sort of man. Yet she seems firmly persuaded that I'm some sort of overbearing, bossing kind of bully. I can't account for it.
If you please, sir, the trouble's beginning already. There's a dustman, Alfred Doolittle, wants to see you. He says you have his daughter here.
Send the blackguard in.
He may not be a blackguard, Higgins.
Oh, nonsense. Of course he's a blackguard.
Yeah, well, whether he is or not, I'm afraid we shall have some trouble with him.
Oh, I think not. And we're sure to get something interesting out of him.
Oh, about the girl?
No, I mean his dialect.
Doolittle, sir.
Professor Higgins.
Here. Good morning. Sit down.
Morning, Governor. I'll come about a very serious matter, Governor.
Brought up in Hounslow. Mother Welsh, I should think. What do you want, Doolittle?
Well, I want my daughter. That's what I want, see?
Oh, well, of course you do. You're her father, aren't you? Well, I'm glad to see you have some spark of family feeling left. She's upstairs. Take her away at once.
What?
What, take her away? Do you suppose that I'm going to keep your daughter for you?
No, look here, Governor. Is this reasonable? Is it fair to take advantage of a man like this? The girl belongs to me. You got her. Now, where do I come in?
Your daughter had the audacity to come to my house to ask me to teach her how to speak beautifully so that she could get a place in a flower shop. How dare you come here and attempt to blackmail me? You sent her here on purpose.
No, Governor.
Oh, you must have done. How else could you possibly know that she was here?
Well, don't take a man up like that, Governor.
This is a plant. A plot to extort money by threats. I shall telephone for the police.
If I ask for a brass farthing, I'll leave it to the gentleman here. Have I said a word about money?
Well, then what else did you come for?
Well, what would a man come for? Be human, Governor.
Alfred, did you put her up to it?
So help me, Governor, I never did. I'll take my Bible's oath I ain't seen the girl the 2 months past.
Well, then how did you know she was here?
I'll tell you, Governor, if you only let me get a word in. I'm willing to tell you, I'm wanting to tell you, I'm waiting to tell you.
You know, Pickering, this fellow has a certain natural gift of rhetoric. Observe the rhythms of his native wood notes wild. I'm willing to tell you. I'm wanting to tell you. I'm waiting to tell you. Sentimental rhetoric. That's the Welsh strain in him. Also accounts for his mendacity and his dishonesty.
Please, Higgins. How did you know the girl was here if you didn't send her?
Well, it was like this, Governor. The girl took a boy with her in the taxi to give me a jaunt. Son of her landlady is. Well, she sent me back for her luggage when she heard he was willing for her to stop here. Now, I met the boy at the corner of Longacre and Endell Street.
Public house, yes?
Well, the poor man's club, Governor. Why shouldn't I?
Do let him finish his story, Higgins.
Yeah. So, he tells me what's up. And I ask him, what are my feelings and my duties as a father? So, I says to the boy, I says, you bring me the luggage, I says. And I brought it here just to oblige you, like, and make myself agreeable.
How much luggage?
A musical instrument, Governor, a few pictures, a trifle of jewellery and a bird cage. Now, she said she didn't want no clothes. Well, what was I to think, Governor? I ask you as a parent, what was I to think?
Oh, so you came to rescue her from worse than death, eh?
Just so, Governor, that's right.
But why did you bring her luggage if you intended to take her away?
Have I said a word about taking her away? Have I now?
Oh, you're going to take her away double quick.
No, Governor, don't say that, no. I'm not the man that stands in my girl's life. Here's a career opportunity.
Mrs. Fitz, this is Eliza's father. He has come to take her away. Give her to him.
But he can't take her away, Mr. Higgins. How can he? You told me to burn her clothes.
That's right. I can't carry the girl through the street like a blooming monkey, can I now? I'll put it to you.
You have put it to me that you want your daughter. Take your daughter. If she has no clothes to wear, then go out and buy her some.
Well, what happened to the clothes she come in? Did I burn them or did your missus here?
I am the housekeeper, if you please. I've sent for some clothes for your girl. When they come, you can take her away. You can wait in the kitchen. This way, please.
Governor. Listen here, Governor. You and me, we're men of the world, right?
Oh, men of the world, are we? I think you'd better go, Mrs. Pierce.
I think so, indeed, sir.
The floor is yours, Mr. Doolittle.
Oh, thank you, Governor. You see, the truth is, Governor, I've taken a sort of fancy to you, and if you want a girl, I ain't so set on having her back home again. And I might be open to an arrangement. Regarded in the light of a young woman, she's a fine, handsome girl. As a daughter, she ain't worth her keep, so I'll tell you straight. All I ask is my rights as a father. Now, you're the last man alive to expect me to let her go for nothing. I can see you're a straight sort, you are, Governor. So what's a £5 note to you, and what's a license to me?
I can assure you, Doolittle, that Mr. Higgins' intentions are entirely honourable.
Of course they are, Governor. If I thought they wasn't, I'd ask 50.
Do you mean to say, you callous rascal, that you'd sell your daughter for £50?
Not in a general way, I wouldn't, but to oblige a gentleman like you, I'd do a very good deal, I do assure you.
Have you no morals, man?
Can't afford them, Governor. Well, neither could you if you were as poor as me. Look, it ain't not mean any harm, like. It's just if Eliza's having a bit out of this, why not me?
I don't know what to do, Pickering. I mean, there can be no question about it that as a matter of morals, it's a positive crime to give the chap a farthing. And yet I feel a rough sort of justice in his claim.
That's it, Governor, that's all I say. A father's heart, as it were.
Well, I know the feeling, but it hardly seems right.
Don't say that, Governor. Don't look at it that way. Look, what am I? Gentlemen both, I ask you. What am I? I am one of the undeserving poor. That's what I am. Now, you've got to think what that means to a man. It means he's up against middle-class morality all the time. If there's anything going and I puts in for a bit of it, it's always the same story. You're undeserving, so you can't have it. But my needs are as great as the most deserving widow. Whatever got money out of 6 different charities in 1 week for the death of the same husband. I don't need less than a deserving man. I need more. Well, I don't eat less hearty than him. And I drink a lot more. I just want a bit of amusement, because I'm a thinking man. And what's middle-class morality anyway, huh? It's just an excuse for never giving me nothing. Therefore, I ask you as 2 gentlemen not to play that game with me. I'm being straight with you, I am. I ain't pretending to be deserving. I'm undeserving. And I means to go on being undeserving. I likes it. That's the truth. But would you take advantage of a man's nature to do him out the price of his own daughter, what he's brought up, fed and clothed by the sweat of his brow, till she's grown big enough to be interesting to you 2 gentlemen? Is £5 unreasonable? I put it to you and I leave it to you.
Pickering, if we took this man in hand for 3 months, he could choose between a seat in the cabinet and a pulpit in Wales.
What do you say to that, Doolittle?
Nah, not for me, Governor, thank you kindly. I've heard all the preachers and all the prime ministers, and I can tell you it's a dog's life, any way you look at it. Nah, undeserving poverty is my line. It's the only thing that has any ginger in it to my taste.
Suppose we must give him a fiver.
No, you'll make a bad use of it, I'm afraid.
Oh, don't think that, Governor. Don't you worry about that. Don't you worry, I'll save it and spare it and live idle on it. There won't be a penny of it left by Monday. Just one good spree for myself and the missus, giving pleasure to ourselves and employment to others, and satisfaction to yourself to know it's not being thrown away. You couldn't spend it better.
This is irresistible. Let's give him 10.
Oh.
So, Governor, £10 is a lot of money. It makes a man feel prudent-like, and then goodbye to happiness. You just give me what I asked for, Governor. Not a penny more, not a penny less.
Pickering, if we listen to this man for another minute, we shall have no convictions left. £5, I think you said. Here you are.
Thank you, Governor. And good morning, gentlemen. Oh, beg your pardon, miss.
Go on, don't you recognise your own daughter?
Blimey, it's Eliza.
What's this?
By Jove.
Don't I look silly?
Silly.
Now, Mr. Higgins, Don't say anything to make the girl conceited about herself.
Oh, yes, that's quite right. Yes, damned silly.
Please, sir.
I mean, extremely silly.
Well, I should look all right with me hat on.
A new fashion, by George. And it ought to look horrible.
I never thought she'd clean up as good looking as that, Governor. She's a credit to me.
I tell you, cleaning up's easy here. There's hot and cold water on tap just as much as you like, and woolly towels and soft brushes to scrub yourself with, and a wooden bowl of soap smelling like primroses. Now I know why ladies is so clean. Washing's a treat for 'em.
And I'm glad the bathroom met with your approval.
Oh, it didn't, not all of it. And I don't mind who hears me say so. Mrs. Pierce knows.
What was wrong, Mrs. Pierce?
Oh, nothing, sir. It doesn't matter.
I had a good mind to break it. I didn't know which way to look. In the end, I hung a towel over it.
Over what?
Over the looking glass, sir.
Doolittle, you've brought your daughter up too strictly.
Me? I didn't bring her up at all, Governor. Said to give her a lick of the strap every now and again. No, she ain't accustomed to it, that's all. Don't worry, she'll soon pick up your free and easy ways.
Well, I'm a good girl, I am, and I won't pick up no free and easy
Eliza,
ways.
if you say again that you are a good girl, your father shall take you home.
Not him. You don't know my father. He only come to touch you for some money to get drunk on.
What else do you want me to do with it? Put in the plate at church, I suppose. Don't you give me none of your lip, and don't you let me hear you giving this gentleman none of it, neither, or you'll be hearing from me, see?
Have you any further advice to give your daughter before you leave, Doolittle? Your blessing, for instance?
No, Governor, I ain't such a mug. You want Eliza's mind improved, you do it yourself with the strap. So long, gentlemen.
Stop. You'll come regularly to visit your daughter. It's your duty, you know.
Certainly I'll come, Governor, just not this next week. I've got a job on at a distance. But after then, you can depend on me. Afternoon, gentlemen. Afternoon, ma'am.
Don't you believe the old liar. You won't see him again in a hurry.
But I don't